And today's artifact is ttmc.ch.
Okay.
It's the website for a Swiss recording studio.
Interesting.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Recording studio website doesn't exactly sound like the most riveting deep dive.
Yeah.
But trust me on this one. It gets really interesting really fast.
It really begs the question, what are the clues? What are we as these internet detectives, what are we looking for to understand what makes a creative space really work?
Exactly. So I'm virtually stepping through the ttmc.ch front door, right? And the first thing that hits me is just the sheer range of stuff they offer.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking recording, mixing, mastering, all the studio staples. Mm-hmm. But then it veers into this whole other territory.
Yeah.
Beat making across all these different genres, music production workshops, even podcasting and team building events.
Wow. That kind of range is really telling, don't you think? It suggests someone who's not just technically skilled, but also deeply in tune with the emotional and collaborative power of music. Someone who sees how music can bring people together. It doesn't matter if they're, seasoned artists or just starting out.
It's like they've got every tool in the shed and they know exactly which one to use depending on who walks through the door. I'm already intrigued, and we haven't even gotten to the music yet.
And this is where it gets really interesting. You know how we usually kind of gloss over those testimonials on websites?
Yeah.
But on ttmc.ch, they're these little gold mines, actual glimpses into how this guy works with artists.
Right. Because it's one thing to say, oh, they had great gear or whatever.
Yeah.
But to hear directly from the musicians what it was actually like to work there,
yeah,
that's different.
Exactly. And what really stood out to me was, let me see. Okay, byebye. So they're a pop artist, recorded a whole EP at ttmc.ch. And it wasn't even just them praising the final product, the sound. It was more how they talked about the studio, called it comfortable, a really enjoyable place to create.
Okay, so side note, because this is where the music nerd in me comes out.
Yeah, yeah.
But creating that kind of relaxed environment, in a studio especially, it's huge for artists, especially those who might be a little more, how do I put this, emotionally invested in their work.
It's about that sense of trust, right? Building a space where people feel safe to experiment, to be vulnerable even with their music, let loose without, being judged. And you can hear that in the way byebye describes it.
Totally. Okay, another testimonial that really caught my eye was from Marcel Boss. He's more on the rock side, musically speaking.
Yeah.
And he called out the studio's professionalism.
Yeah.
Which on the surface, you might think, well, yeah, duh, you're paying them. But
professionalism, when you're talking about a creative collaboration, it takes on a whole other meaning, don't you think?
Right. It's not just showing up on time.
Exactly. It's about understanding the artist's vision, respecting their choices, even if you wouldn't, make those choices yourself.
And then being able to translate that, whatever that is, into a final product that's actually good.
It's a delicate balance, right? Mm-hmm. Technical skill and that artistic sensibility. You need both.
Okay, so get this. There's a testimonial from an insurance company.
Oh, what?
No, seriously. They did a team building event at ttmc.ch, and they're raving about how it's full of heart and emotion and how the whole experience really stuck with them. Insurance and heartfelt musical experiences aren't exactly two things I'd naturally put together.
See, to me, that speaks volumes about the power of music, right? To go beyond these boundaries we put up. It's not just a studio pumping out tracks. It's a space where people, no matter who they are, can connect with music on this deeper level, which frankly makes me even more curious about the music itself.
Right. What does a studio that caters to pop stars, rock bands, insurance companies actually sound like?
Right.
Luckily for us, ttmc.ch has this whole production showcase section. And let me tell you, the range here is, well, it's something else.
Lead the way. My ears are ready.
All right. So get ready for this. We've got this pulsing house music from Plectron, late night vibes, that infectious energy that just gets you moving.
Love it.
Then we jump over to byeye's pop sound, all catchy hooks and smooth vocals. And remember Marcel Boss, our rock and roll friend?
Yeah, yeah.
His tracks have this raw live energy that just explodes out of the speakers. It's awesome.
It's each artist is inhabiting their own sonic world, right?
Yeah,
but
yeah.
There's this common thread running through it all. That's the mark of a producer who can adapt but doesn't lose their signature.
Right. They're fluent in the language of each genre. But hold on, because we're not done with the Sonic World Tour just yet.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. We've got dreamy Italo pop from Ilya Oleko. Vintage synths, sun-drenched melodies, like pure escapism.
Ooh,
Idolopop.
nice. That's not a genre you hear every day. To really capture that sound, you need that deep appreciation, that nostalgic feel.
It's like they've got a time machine in the studio.
Yeah.
And just when you think you've got them figured out, bam, hard-hitting hip-hop from Stay Loop, tight beats, clever wordplay, the whole package.
Wow. Okay. They're really running the gamut here.
Right. And then just to, keep things interesting, they switch it up completely. A gorgeous piano ballad from Naluma. This one's all about space, raw emotion, just letting those notes hang in the air. Oh. And did I mention they've also worked with school choirs?
School choirs, you're kidding. That's incredible. This isn't just genre hopping at this point. It's like sonic teleportation. It's pretty rare, honestly. Most producers find what they like, what they're good at, and stick to it. This tells me that Lucas, he's more interested in serving the song, the artist's vision, than imposing some kind of like singular style.
Which brings us to the kind of the heart of it all, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Because beyond the impressive client list, beyond the sonic acrobatics, there's Lucas Walther himself.
Right. The man behind the curtain.
Exactly. And the way people describe him, it paints a very specific picture. We're talking passionate, patient, supportive. He's apparently excellent with young people, creates this really comfortable and fun environment. That's a direct quote, by the way.
And that right there, that's the magic, isn't it? Technical skills, they're important, but it's that human element that makes all the difference. Creating that space where artists feel safe, supported, where they can really create.
It's like the difference between just recording a track and like going on this creative journey with someone who's fully invested in you,
Absolutely. And it makes you think, doesn't it, about all those songs we love, all those artists. We usually only see the final product, the finished track, but behind it all, there's this whole network of stories, collaborations, these moments of shared passion. It's pretty cool when you think about it.
It really is. It's a good reminder that even in like our digital world, even with all the tech and everything, it's the human element that makes art, makes music so powerful. And sometimes all it takes is a deep dive into a seemingly ordinary website to uncover those connections. So until next time, keep exploring, keep digging, and you never know what you might find hiding just beneath the surface.